In this video, we're going to talk about 4 things that your church needs to do right now if you're going to prioritize YouTube to reach more people. And I think you should, so pay attention. Hey there, if we haven't met yet, I'm Neil Smith, your social media guide, and I help churches, ministries, businesses of all kinds maximize social media to accomplish their goals. And in this video, we're going to talk about churches and how churches specifically can use YouTube. But I think any type of organization can use these principles to help grow their presence on YouTube. And YouTube is worth prioritizing. YouTube has over 2 billion active users on their platform, and it's really a multi-generational platform. As you think about grandparents and kids and teenagers and young adults, they're all on YouTube. We all use YouTube, and the average American is spending more than an hour a day on this platform. It is basically the new television. It's how we predominantly consume video today. It's actually the #1 thing that people watch on their televisions now, as some of our televisions are connected to the internet. So we need to prioritize YouTube, and YouTube is such a powerful platform because it helps us reach more people. It's not like we just put content out there and have to say, go watch my YouTube video. YouTube is taking our videos, is taking our content to people. And so YouTube, I believe, for your church can be the biggest front door to bring people into your church. So here's some things I think you can do to prioritize as you're optimizing your YouTube channel and getting better every week. We got to get a little bit better with our YouTube channel. If you optimize these 4 things, I think you're going to see the greatest success going into the future with YouTube. So the first thing and the most important thing when it comes to your YouTube content is to have great content. So your video needs to be great. And I think that goes without saying. And I think practically your church services and your sermons predominantly being what's going to be on your YouTube channel is make sure it's as good as it can be, that you're capturing the best video that you can. Now, don't wait till your video is perfect to post it on YouTube, but especially prioritize the audio. Make sure you're getting a good audio feed for people to watch there on YouTube, because if they can see you and you look good, but they can't really hear you very effectively, they're not likely to pay attention for the length of the entire video. So optimize that audio, optimize the lighting with the video, but even if you just have a phone set up on the first row, you can get good enough video to post on YouTube and get really good engagement. So start where you are, but optimize getting good video. Also optimize the format of the video. I found that music doesn't perform very good on YouTube as a part of a full worship service. Just having the sermon is optimal. One of the other things I see is not having a bumper on the front end of your video. Get right to the sermon. One of the churches that I think does a great job of this is Fresh Life Church, Levi Lusko's church in Montana. If you go and watch their sermons on YouTube, you'll see they just jump right into the sermon, and it gets your attention from the beginning. Or other churches will create, maybe a clip of 15 seconds from maybe a key point of the message, and then they'll, do a little bumper and go into the video. Either way, just, having a really long bumper and people are going to check out. If they check out in the first 15, 30 seconds, they're not going to watch the whole video. You need to hook them at the beginning, and then you need that first 2 to 3 minutes to get right to the point. So make sure there's not a bunch of fluff at the beginning of your videos, because you need to get people into it, and that they get past that 2-minute mark, they're likely to watch the whole thing. So don't feel like your video is going to be too long either. At the end of the day, if you can keep their attention, it can be 2 hours if you want it to be. It's a matter of having really good content. So it doesn't matter how much you package your YouTube sermons or your YouTube videos if the content itself isn't good. So make sure your product is good, and however good it is today, see how maybe it can be a little bit better next week, and how is it you can continue to improve the quality of the content, the video core content that you're posting on YouTube. The second thing you need to prioritize is the title and description. Now remember that YouTube is a search engine. It's the 2nd largest search engine in the world. It's owned by Google. You want to make sure that people can find your video. So whether it's your church members going to find the sermon that they just heard, or it's just somebody in your city that's looking for a church, they're looking maybe for some kind of inspiration that's relative to the sermon series you recently preached, or maybe you preached 2 years ago, but then they find it on YouTube now from 2 years ago. Your ministry content goes on for years when it lives on a platform like YouTube. And so make sure you optimize the title and the description. Within the first 3 lines of the description, the most important, to make sure you have keywords. And I would include the name of the preacher that's preaching that Sunday as a search term that people would look for, and have that right there in the title, and have maybe the title of the sermon itself, or maybe a question that somebody would search on YouTube and you'd want them to find your video. specifically. So be very intentional and thoughtful with the title and description, and test some different things. See what works and doesn't work. But what you don't want to do, and the biggest mistake I see here, is people will just put Sunday service, October 12th, 2022, and that's the title of their video, and nobody is going to find that on YouTube. So make sure you put some creative energy into the title and the description, and then have calls to action within the description as well that can link back to your church website and other social media handles. So be thoughtful, put some energy and investment into the title and description of your videos. The third thing to prioritize, and this is what everyone's talking about with YouTube these days, is thumbnails. Thumbnails is basically what's going to lead people to make a decision to push play. And so if you think your title and your description helped queue up whether it was found by somebody searching on YouTube, but the thumbnail is what basically people are looking at to say, am I going to hit play? So YouTube has recommended this video based on my search results or based on what other things I've already watched, but whether I want to push play or not is dependent on this little rectangular graphic before the video. So invest creative energy into that thumbnail, make it compelling to where people are going to push play. And so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your content is, if it's not searchable and it's not compelling, people aren't going to push play. So you've got to get them to play to watch your content. So invest some creative energy into that thumbnail, and you can use platforms like Fiverr to get a graphic designer to make creative thumbnails, or I think developing it yourself or using a platform like Canva can really help you create compelling and creative thumbnails, and see what works for your church and see what works to get more clicks. That if you're looking for analytics to look at, 1% click-through rate is the metric you want to hit. And so if people would think, well, I want 50% of people to see my thumbnail and click play. That's not going to happen. If you get more than 1%, you're actually doing pretty good. If you're getting less than 1%, you need to work on your thumbnail. So maybe look at the analytics, see what the metrics are telling you, but look at how can you create better thumbnails that are going to create more clicks when people see your video recommended in their feed. You want them to push play. So that creative energy into the thumbnail will go a long way. Do that, and I think you'll see some great results. And the fourth thing that you need to begin prioritizing, which is basically the latest trend on YouTube, and that's shorts. Now this isn't that new, but it's developing and becoming more of a priority, and it's basically TikTok within YouTube. Now, currently, when you're uploading a YouTube short, it needs to be 60 seconds or less, and it needs to be in vertical. It's basically made for people to consume on their phones. And so as you think about your long-form content, predominantly your sermons, clip 30 second, 60 second clips out of your sermon and post those as shorts, and then you can link those back to your sermon video, or naturally people are going to see that clip and then they're going to go to your channel and find your longer form content. And so shorts are a great way to build your subscribers, as YouTube is prioritizing this short form video content in the app and how people are engaging with it. And so it's a great way to have micro content that's going to lead people to your pillar sermon content there within your YouTube channel. So make sure you're maximizing the opportunity of shorts. You can use a tool like Opus Pro to just automatically add your YouTube link, and it will create reels for you there that you can download and upload right into YouTube. So there's some great tools that are available, or you can find other tools and opportunities to custom create those reels or those shorts for YouTube. And so if you do those four things, I think you're going to see tremendous growth on YouTube. And I think if you see tremendous growth on YouTube, I think you're going to see tremendous growth in your church. I've yet to see a church grow online and not grow in person. Growing on YouTube is not about getting people to stop coming to church. It's about reaching more people so that more people will come to your church. So I hope you will lean in. YouTube, I believe, is the biggest opportunity right now for churches when it comes to digital ministry, digital engagement. And I believe it's going to have long-term fruitfulness with the investments you make into YouTube. So I hope you will commit to that, and I hope you will lean in. If you need help with your YouTube presence, reach out to us at Amplify Social Media. amplifysocial.media is our website. We would love to help you build out your YouTube systems, and we provide done-for-you services. So if you want us to edit your videos, to create those shorts, to upload it, to do the title and description, we can do all of that for you. So if you need help doing it, we would love to help. But regardless of whether we help or not, I hope you'll lean in and make the most of the opportunity that is YouTube and the ministry opportunities that it will create to grow your church. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again on the next episode.